Greetings, humans. I'm Andy.
And I'm George.
And this is Couscous.
And welcome back to the Windmill Full of Corpses.
So this is song 3, but I'm pretty sure it's not their third song. Okay, so, I'm sorry, but what? You're telling me that Mr. Bearfight and the lovely ladies are, like, you see the cognitive dissonance, right? This is as articulate as I can be about that.
It's called brilliant marketing.
Exactly. And the whole thing that it's called Song 3 does make me think that maybe they just went with like the working title, the demo title of the song, and then just never renamed it. I think this is gonna be on new Babymetal album. I'm not sure if there is a new Babymetal album, but I heard somewhere that it's gonna be on both bands' releases. So they're really making all of their audiences find out of the other band.
Yeah.
So it's a great sort of audiences and cooperative exchange, sort of. I'm also curious what it's like musically, because I have absolutely no idea how this can possibly play out. Yeah, and we're looking at an empty classroom. Are you ready? No. Okay, we now know how Alex turned himself into the undefeatable monster that he is now. He had Babymetal as his, like, personal coach. That was a very good song. There's a skill to taking an artist that has a very particular style that they've worked a long time to achieve and having to make that work with another artist who has a very particular style that they've worked a long time to achieve, and then making those two things that have nothing to do with each other come together and make sense. That skill is this song. Yeah. So, like this is the cognitive dissonance that I was talking about earlier. This is not supposed to work. Yeah, that's the feeling. Like, what I expected they were gonna do, especially having seen the Russian Grizzly in America video, is that they were gonna do a comical thing or a gimmicky thing with like very jarring contrasts between the two. Now it's baby metal, and now it sounds cutesy and giddy and has the hooks and choruses, and then the Slaughter to Prevail breakdown comes, and there's like no connection between them whatsoever, and that's what hits you. Yeah. And that would have worked. People would have gobbled that shit up. But they actually integrated the two styles together. Yeah. Like on the first part, before you could actually see Alex Terrible, I couldn't tell for sure whether the screams were all baby metal or also layers of Alex in the background because of how similar the screams sounded. Like if you take how Alex does higher screams. Yeah. But I think it was only them because when he came, you could hear the low. Yeah. And I think they saved him more for the low stuff. I also think it was only them. Yeah. And actually why I think it sounded to me a bit like Slaughter to Prevail, because it was all three of them. And Slaughter to Prevail screams, particularly when they're high, they're often produced and layered, and you get this effect of a really full sound. And the riff on the baby metal part still sounded pretty Slaughter to Prevail. I'm hearing more Slaughter to Prevail than baby metal in the song. That's because I know what Slaughter to Prevail sounds like, and I don't know very well what baby metal sounds like. Because we said the same thing in the Electric Cowboy video and people got pissed off. Yeah. So, chill. One thing I did predict well, when I saw that they're already going in the second verse and Slaughter to Prevail doesn't show up on screen, is that they're gonna save the appearance of the Terrible for the breakdown. And they did. But it wasn't a typical Slaughter breakdown. It was a lot more contained within the pace of the song and didn't slow down and do any of the... Yeah, I didn't feel like that was necessarily a breakdown, but he did came when the song took a turn after he did his verse chorus twice. It was a bit of a breakdown in the sense of it had this atmospheric sort of, well, not atmospheric, but this sort of suspense build up and then a riff hits. Okay, I feel like there's probably a little bit of narrative going on in the video too, because you have like the little boy with a Slaughter to Prevail mask at the beginning. Yeah. And then the big Slaughter, the big Alex comes in later. And I don't know what, I feel like there's a narrative there, but I can't say what it is yet. And I probably had more thoughts. Obviously, it's incredibly choreographed because, of course, it is. Yeah. And just the image of seeing baby metal at the front choreographing with the guys in Slaughter around is just like... The problem with baby metal is I feel they work in cooperation so well with other bands, just as fronting what the other band is doing, that I want to see a show with that setup. But then I want to see a show with the setup that they had with Electric Cowboy. And then the more cooperations like this they'll do, the more I feel like based on each one of those, you could just do a full album. So... Yeah, but another cool thing that they could do is like, if they ever do, I don't know, like a big anniversary thing or whatever, and just host guests. Yeah. And have a different live performance go in, and like now Slaughter to Prevail comes in, and now Electric Cowboy comes in, and now, I don't know I know they also did Bring Me the Horizon cooperation, and they've done more, but I don't know all of them. So if they ever wanted to do something like that, not only would it be really cool to see, that shit would sell. Yeah. Like mad. So, yeah, this was really, really cool. It was better than I expected. It was, yeah. Are we done here? No. So if you enjoyed this reaction, we greatly appreciate the likes and shares. And if you want some more, don't forget to subscribe with bells. Thank you very much for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed your stay, and we'd love to see you back at the Windmill very soon. Corpses out.